Tarot time. Welcome to the Medium channel, where we bring you the spirituality behind the message. So, what we usually do in tarot time is start out with maybe just talking a little bit about current events, what's been going on in the coming week, or the past week, or the past couple of weeks. Maybe a little bit about astrology, and then dive right into our meditation card for the week, our 3 card spread for the week, as well as our other divination tools. So anyway, it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day to be alive. It's very humid here in the Catskills. Sun's kind of in and out, and we're expecting some big storms today. So there's your weather forecast. And I'm in a good mood, and I have not had breakfast yet. So you guys have no excuse. And by the way, today it's ginger tea. So are we coffee, tea, and caffeine free? So let me say a few quick hellos, and we'll dive right into this for those that are watching this as a video. So hello, Pauline. I haven't seen you for a while. And Cod Woke is here. And hi, Sharita. Yay, Sharita's on. So she's going to give us our usual lowdown on what's going on astrologically and everything like that. So anyway, so let me see. I wrote just a couple little things down. I'm not going to talk too much about the world today. I'm going to try to get into the tarot a little bit more quickly than usual. But couple of things. Well, let me start out with a little bit of astrology, just because Sharita's here. She's got some videos for us about the astrology that's going on in the spring here in the Medium channel. But so Mars into Aries on the 24th, I believe. Mercury into Taurus. Well, I don't even know what day that's happening. Our Venus goes into Taurus at some point. I don't know if that's the 20. I didn't write it down, but I think that's around the 25th. But in any event, so Mars is just still kind of hanging around Neptune a little bit. So the transition from Aries, from Pisces, where Mars gets a little bit watered down, and a lot of our energy, because Mars is about energy, tends to go more into sleeping, or the subconscious. Well, hopefully sleeping, although maybe having Mars in Pisces it has been not good for people's sleep. But anyway, it's going to go into its rulership now. Mars is happy, and then Venus is happier in Taurus too, because it gets out of the Mars rules sign of Aries and into its own rulership. So these are a couple of things that are doing, that's happening. So what I wrote some things down. I can't even read my writing. How's that going to help you guys? Or energy. Okay, 24. I don't know why I wrote the number 7 down, but okay. But one of the points I was going to make there's a few other aspects that are going on, and with Mars going into Aries and everything, it's probably going to be a fairly energetic week, considering that the moon is waning and going into its dark phase late in the week. Another thing is that Mercury and Pluto are going to trine on the 25th. So there's a few little things that are going on. So Venus enters 28th. Thank you for the correction. So Venus enters Taurus on the 28th of May. Thank you so much for that. Quite the law down this week. All right. Okay. Good morning, Joanne. Good morning, Judy. Keep reflecting. Yes, Mercury is in retrograde, so keep doing the RE stuff for the time being. I think it stays in Gemini until next week. I think it goes into Taurus, but if it's worth writing dates down, Sharita will do that. So basically, the only thing that I wrote down, we talked at great lengths last Sunday. You can check that out. Nothing much has changed the Sunday before about different things that are going on. I do believe today is the World Health Assembly done by the WHO. And this is about World Health Preparedness Treaty that they're introducing, that they can basically commandeer different countries and decide what they're going to do if there's a pandemic, basically. And of course, we're starting to hear about monkeypox. We're starting to hear about bird flu. We know from a lot of the prophecies that plagues were part of the earth changes. I think COVID is more of a warm up than than the main show. So in the next 5 to maybe 10 years, but I think in the next 5 years, we may be dealing with another pandemic. So be in love, be in the heart, do not be in fear. This is part of ascension, basically. And the thing is that we've been maintaining, as a species, this unsustainable system, literally for centuries. I mean, if you look at some of the history of ancient Rome, it really hasn't changed a whole lot if you really break it down that way. Um, so it's been unsustainable, and as humans continue to awaken, this unfair, unjust, well, I should say justice, right? Just us, that's what justice is. But this unjust, unfair, and unsustainable system that benefits a greedy few and basically leaves the entire world in the dust, it just cannot survive. And we're hearing more and more about the metaverse, about artificial intelligence. So we definitely have to make a choice, make a decision on which way we're going to go. And the way to go is no matter what you choose, to make sure you're in nature and breathing in nature, feeling nature. Nature restores, and all these electromagnetic frequencies that we're subjected to tend to tear down our energy field. So if you go back to nature or do some breathing work, eat well, good high prana foods, lots of water, that can help offset some of the some of the stuff that's going on, as well as the fear-based programming that we're all subjected to. So these are a couple of things that I wanted to write down. Also, there's apparently a misinformation panel that's been formed. It's great. And I believe, and I forgot her name, but I think she's a senator. God, I can't remember her name now. But just several months ago, this person was being questioned for misinformation. So she's leading the misinformation panel. So, what else is new? So, what else is going on in the world? Well, back to the WHO, this is centralizing government, centralizing the world. And next to the United States of America, of course, a few years ago, the U.S. stopped funding or pulled out of the WHO. But of course, not too soon after the shift of presidency here, we were back funding them. But next to that, Bill Gates is the main stockholder and the main funder. Now, he also came out with a book about how to deal with the next pandemic, and came out with some really silly, crazy video, or it sounds like he's talking to a freaking first grade class about germs and this, that, and the other thing. It's like beyond. I forgot where I saw that, but I was like shaking my head. I'm like, really? So yeah, mind control is alive and well. And the other thing is that we've had a food shortage now. Of course, Bill Gates is the biggest landholder in the United States now and holds a lot of the commercial farming land. And we've had a shortage of formula that apparently there's a plant that had to be not investigated, but whatever that they did. Um, but there's also a new product that's coming out, milk with a Q. I can't remember the whole name of it. That's supposed to be as good as breast milk, and Bill Gates is funding that also on the heels of a formula shortage. Um, so anyway, of course, I'm not suggesting there's a conspiracy behind this. I mean, certainly Bill Gates has a reputation for really not caring about the common people, just to put it out that way, and has had his hands in these programs for quite a while, and we're seeing the results. But of course, it could just be happening for whatever reason, right? So anyway, that's what I have to say about that. So how are you guys doing here? Do not have the manpower in this country to enforce anything like this. Oh, I'm missing a really good conversation here. Yeah, Yuri, that was from the movie Thrive. They explained that. Was it the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds? I can't even freaking remember the other families. But yes, the treaty has to be passed by the Senate before it's official. So the people, thank you. Thank you guys for your input. I'm missing a lot of this, but I appreciate it. Yeah. We take it down from the inside. Yeah, thank you, Yuri, and welcome, by the way. I haven't seen your name pop up. That's exactly the point. Work with the heart center. We need, like Yuri said in one of the comments, we need to um, vibrate from the heart and change the frequencies from within. And the more people that do that, the more this is all gonna work out for the high. I mean, it will anyway in the end. I mean, it has to, but the more easily, the more smoothly, the more quickly all this stuff is going to work out, basically. So a lot of noise. Pay attention to signals. Yes, WHO, who put that in the child's baby, who is discerned. Yeah, owns the most of the land here in the U.S. besides him, and China. Oh, thank you for that. Yeah, China, they've been kind of the biggest threat in the entire globe. They've been a communist country, what, 70 years now or so. Public enemy number one or whatever. So what does the Western world do? That they continue to trade freely with China, get less expensive goods from them, and keep this unsustainable world structure alive and well. So what is it? Is China the enemy, or are they supplying the world with goods, and therefore they're our friends and our benevolent suppliers? Like what's the deal here, right? So, anyways, you're so pressing for civil war. So, Sharita saying civil war is part of the end game. That certainly, with the evidence presented to us, that's a reasonable, a debatable topic. We'll put it that way. Absolutely. Oh yeah, please text me that. Yeah. Okay. So let's do a little tarot stuff. I think we could spend hours talking about this stuff, but the solution is to develop your own spirituality. What's going on behind the scenes and behind all this is a war on consciousness, a war on spirituality. Awakening is not good for the business of the elite that thrive on ignorance and thrive on fear and thrive on anger. So if we come into our heart and vibrate love from within and then vibrate that into the collective, then that's basically like our tanks and our missiles in this war against consciousness. But it can be a peaceful resistance. Of course, we want to be warriors and have the capacity to act fearlessly with the heart of a lion if we have to. But the idea is we want peace and we want sovereignty. So vibrate in the heart. We talk a lot on this channel about heart brain coherence. That's my go-to practice when it comes to heart expansion and working with the frequencies of the heart. There's certainly other ways of doing it, but heart brain coherence is we'll say, I don't even know if scientific is the word. There's a lot of science research behind it, thanks to the Heart Math Institute. But basically, Jesus, the Buddha, go down the list. What was their teaching? Compassion. Jesus, we want to teach love. The meek shall inherit the earth. The meek doesn't mean the weak, but the meek shall inherit the earth. So, anyways, all right, I can't help but to read your comments because you guys are on a roll today. I have to say, the result of the current Neptune opposition in play, the USA's natal chart. Thank you for that. And Sharita also has a video on the USA Pluto return that we're in now. Even if you're not American, what happens here does have a rippling effect on the world, just like what happens in Russia does also. And check that out. It's active into 2024 actually, because Pluto's an extremely slow mover in the zodiac. So all right, very good. Yeah, you guys are totally on a roll. Yeah. So I want to talk about the Judgment card also. So sometimes I do little tarot tutorial, and I was asking Spirit, and they said you pull the Judgment card because that's where we're at right now. This is key 20 in the tarot. I mean, I'm in my personal 20-year in numerology also, so it's appropriate for me. Um, but but it's also the element of fire. Even though 20 is a lunar ruled numerology, the card itself represents fire. But you see some water there also. You see Archangel. Yeah, I don't know. The reflection's bad today. Let me There we go. Now you can kind of see it. So that's Archangel Gabriel blowing the horn. Archangel Gabriel's the great awakener. So in some of our channelings, we work with Archangel Gabriel also. And really, which way are you going to go? We're going to need to make a choice because we're starting Gemini season, because the sun went into Gemini. Later in the summer, Mars is going to be started its 7-month transit in Gemini. Other planets are going to come in and come out. Gemini is about the duality, and I think this numerology or this astrology is just going to put a stamp on what the trends have been and what's been going on in the world, basically. And so it's kind of like, who's going to really be all in on the artificial intelligence and the interfacing and the metaverse and stuff like that, versus who's going to be more like wanting to really develop their humanity and their spirituality. Because tools, and I don't want to just put it out there that the metaverse is bad, that artificial intelligence is bad. I mean, I'd be a little bit leery because all computer technology has glitches, so why would this be any different? But it's all in how it's used. Like things can be used or misused. It's who's going to have the power over these technologies, and how are they going to be used? Are they going to be used to enhance our lives, enhance our knowledge, to enhance our spirituality, our growth? Or are they going to be used as a tool to control and to keep us in this metaverse or this artificial reality, in order to prevent us from really expanding and growing as spirits having human experiences? So again, these are the questions. So I think we're talking probably a matter of months now, but I think we're going to really need to make a decision. Which way are we going to go? And we're going to we're already finding, but I think in this Gemini energy, it's going to pick up a notch. That we're going to find that there's going to be an alternative society or societies, almost like a dual society. I've been saying this, for a good while now, and it's really starting to show up. Versus people that may want to be more off the grid, or more like, doing their own thing, not participating in this measure of control of the masses and this programming and everything. And one of my recent live streams, I talked about another prediction, which is really kind of like something that other people are talking about. It's not just something like the sudden revelation that I personally had, but about the internet pretty much being like in its twilight years. The internet's in its golden years right now. So I was saying about 3 years, it's probably all going to be replaced by metaverse technology and interface technology and social passports and all this other stuff to continue to centralize government, to give more power to those few and to take more power away from the common people. But the current internet, though, may be shut down. I do feel like there's going to be some underground kind of semblance of an internet, that people that don't want to play the game and want to keep developing in their way are going to have. So anyway, so this is, I'm sorry, I'm kind of holding the card down. So that's the card, and that I picked for just a little tutorial. Key 20, and this is really about awakening, renewal. Trial by fire is one of the meanings also. So we're in that trial by fire now, but it's an initiation. And when we have an initiation, we die and we're reborn. And we can do this as a society over time. We're in who knows, Revelations. Are we in the 6th seal now? Or the 5th seal, or the 4th seal? With the mark of the beast on the right wrist and forehead. That technology is available now. So it's amazing. Revelations to Nostradamus, to the Hopi prophecies. We're in the 3rd shaking now of the Hopi prophecy. So it's all the prophecies are pointing to this time as the big change. It's the end of the world, but it's the new beginning also as well. So anyway, let's pull a meditation card, moving right along. And while we're doing this, all this Mercury Gemini now is a preview of the coming attraction for the Mars. Yes, thanks for pointing that out. So this is, it'll probably be rocky, June, July, August, but a kind of a preview, as it were, of what may be happening as Mars approaches its retrograde in the autumn and then into the winter, actually, as well. Chaldean numbers agree. As we close, okay, that's good to know. 2023, so we come into our universal 7 year. That'll be interesting. All right. Bringing in a new purpose. Yeah, new purpose, new plan. Yeah, I'm speaking of new purposes, and thanks to messages I've been giving, but also a healing that Heather Istara, who's our esteemed healer that works on the channel, also did for me. And the message is really to work more with the master teachers. That's the group of ascended beings that I work when I do channeling. They're also called the what was they called? Not the Circle of Light. I can't remember the Council of Light. Thank you. And basically, these are beings that come to help this world and beings on other worlds awaken. That's their work, and they work with a lot of like the Arcturian and Palladian teachers and ascended masters that work with us. So so in any event, they've been telling me to do this more with you guys, so we're going to do some channeling every week. It's going to be here on YouTube for the time being. Eventually it's probably going to go to Patreon. As this channel grows, I'm going to probably separate the energy channeling out, but for at least the next few months it's going to be right here, and maybe longer. So anyway, let's pull a meditation card. And as I'm mixing my cards up, when I say Patreon, that's our membership program is called Spirit Mind Family. And in fact, Monday we're going to do a live video there, so that's where we can really interact and talk about the events, and people can ask questions and stuff like that. So if anybody wants to check it out, it's all exclusive there. So I have videos and meditations I don't share anywhere else, and it's $5, not I say non-refundable. No, $5 commitment free membership per month if anybody's interested for the basic tier. All right, I'm done advertising. We're back to tarot now. Well, it's relevant. Because I want you guys to have the opportunity to be part of this group, part of our inner group. We have been having some good conversations too. So Monday it's 7 for those that are part of Spirit Mind Family, and if you're not and you consider joining, Monday at 7 is going to be the next live. Okie doke. So this is for meditation card. It's an interesting. This is the second week in a row we got kind of a journeying card, which is interesting. Last week we got the 8 of Cups as our meditation card. So the idea of meditating with tarot, the way I do it, or the way that I teach or recommend, it's like any other meditation. You get relaxed. The first step of anything is getting out of your head and getting into your heart and getting into spirit. You do that by stop thinking and stop talking to yourself and start just being aware, starting with the breath and feeling your body and the space around your body. So what was I going to say? I just got distracted by the lawnmower. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but in any regards, so the way to do that is step in the card, and then you see the whole scene, not just this very small window of a scene. And I'd say, journey with this figure. He's an older figure carrying wands on his back or whatever. So as you meditate with this card, you can ask the spirit or the spirit guide or your guide, what are these wands? What am I holding on my back? What am I still carrying that's weighing me down as I'm moving forward in my ascension work? So that would be the thing to really focus on with this particular with this particular card. So I'm going to disappear just for a brief second to close the window so I can hear myself think. All right, I'm back. That's better. I must have been Japanese in another lifetime. I have a little table. I have my pillows under me. This is how I feel comfortable. Let's do a 3-card spread now. And hi, Queen of Wands. Good morning. Good morning to you too as well. Thanks for joining us. Said 2 of Wands is Dominion, Mars, and Aries. Yes. 2 of Wands. Right. Mars and Aries. I don't know why I used to know all the decans of the tarot. The only thing I remember right now is the 3 of Swords of Saturn and Libra. But anyway, I used to know all. I mean, all the knowledge is here, anyways. So. All right. The spirit saying, yes, just stay calm. Okay. Well, card came out already. It's a nice card. That's the 6 of Pentacles. I'll show you in a minute. So this is number 2. This one here is number 3. Okay. 3 of Pentacles. Okay, so these 3 cards, 6 for those that have a hard time seeing, 6 of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles, 4 of Swords, all upright today. Interesting. So, last time we kind of ended the reading with the Tower card. So that was sort of covering, later last week, the last few days. I'm not sure what's come up that I'm aware of that would be a Tower experience, but these cards can represent what's going on in the world, but more importantly, like what's going on with our community, with us. Now, on one hand, I mean, keep working on things. The 6 of Pentacles is nice. One thing we may hear like another stimulus package or whatever. I think they do that as part of the earned income credit for people that have children. So some of you may have a little bit of a nice financial surprise also. But I'm seeing basically, the story that I'm seeing is again, what's the expression? Beware of Romans bearing gifts. So keeping a discerning eye on what's going on around you, both personally as well as what the media is saying. The 3 of Pentacles to me is doing our work. The Pentacles represents the earth, and we are spirits having human experiences, so we're meant to, at least until you reach a certain level of your evolution, we're meant to bring spirit to the earth plane. Now, that doesn't negate raising our frequencies to the realm of spirit also, but we're really meant to express who we are as spirit in our earthly lives. This is our classroom, whether it's a matrix or a simulation. I look at it as a spiritual simulation, but it could, and people like Greg Braden talk about this, and other people that are sort of on the edge of science, so to speak, in quantum physics, saying that basically, science validates that it wouldn't take more than 50 or 100 years for us to have the technology to create a simulation that we could all go and like suggesting that maybe we're all living in a computer simulation right now. The theory has merit. I'll just leave it at that. I don't know personally, but the theory has merit. But what I do know is that we're living in some kind of a spiritual simulation, because this is our classroom. This is our growth. So the 3 of Pentacles likes to build. 3 is an expansion number. That's the main card here. I feel like it's telling some of us, if you have a business idea, do you have another way of making money, an interest, something you've overcome in your life, this is the time to research how you can make that into a profitable business. And um, social media like YouTube is one way of expanding your reach if you have more of a service based or client based, just to put that out there. Um, the Four of Swords, I mean, that could be a death and a rebirth. That could be also about um, just chilling out. So he's not actually in the casket; he's on it, and actually it looks more like marble than a casket. And he's in the church. So I just need to peek at this myself for a second, get a couple different views. I feel like this is really kind of along the lines of things that we've been saying. Meditation. Now, one thing that popped in, don't be surprised if some public figure like either passes on in the next week or two, like a political figure, or steps down or something like that. That just popped into my mind as I was looking at the Four of Swords. Whether, I mean, I peek at the mainstream news because I just want to see what's out there. I mean, we know that it's part of the programming machine, or at least that's my belief. I shouldn't say that we know that, but that's the belief anyway. And well, so you're saying no, you can say that we know that. um, but in any event, yeah, but I do check in because I want to know what they're saying. So I don't know if anybody believes, or if it's reality that Putin has cancer, or his health is poor or whatever. But in my yearly forecast that I did in December for this year, I think it was June or July, I predicted a major world leader, kind of being forced to step down. I was thinking maybe that would be Biden, and maybe that'll happen as we get closer. I'm not so warm on Biden. He may later on be out, forced out of office or whatever. But this may be around Putin, or even the Canadian Prime Minister, or somebody else. We'll see what happens with that. I feel like they're saying to journal more. This is, it's an important time. We may be in just, the card is suggesting maybe a little bit of a lull, because the Four of Swords is also about relaxing. It's about healing, convalescence. So, we may, I have a feeling that Monday, Tuesday, even into Wednesday, we may get hit with a lot of stuff, or a lot of fear-based or disturbing things. But I feel like the message is to really get into our meditation. This is a time for healing. As we get later in the week, we get into the heart of the waning moon, into the dark moon. So it's really a good time to let go, to release, to just feel at peace. And again, we have to find peace from within. We have to find love and gratitude from within, because that's how we created in our world. And even when we're hit with disturbing things, it's fine to react to things, because we're human. We're meant to have emotional reactions. We see, hear, or feel things. We get a thought releases its whole energy, so it releases the hormones, and that's what the emotions are. So we're going to feel that. But the idea, as I always say, is to learn to be the observer rather than the participant of how you react to the world, how we react to each other, how we react to our own thoughts, and our own belief systems. Because when you start to become the observer, then you start to understand your programming. And because the programming is survival based, there's always going to be a lot of resistance to doing that, because the part of us that believes that we need these programs to survive is going to push back. So that's why people are like, yeah, I know what to do, but then they don't do it, and they don't know why. Well, it's because their survival instincts kicking in and preventing them from doing it, basically. Well, that's one of the reasons. So the idea is really learn to be the observer. If you see something and you react, instead of being the reaction, step back and observe the reactions. And when you do your presence, observe your thoughts also, observe how you react to news, all this stuff, because this is going to teach you how you're programmed and what you need to do to change your programming, because our subconscious mind works strictly on programs. So anyways, I think that's what that's trying to tell me. So let's do a Native American card and go first. Yes, it'll be a very very up Memorial Day weekend. Hey, we will also require loads of warrior navigation. Thank you. Yes. Welcome to Queen of I'm a random survivor. Thank you. Wonderful to have you. And it's interesting because I pull the Queen of Wands a lot from the tarot when I do my own spreads. So perhaps this is a meant to be connection then. All right, so they're bringing me over here. So this is the Native American tarot. I like to pull one card. We have the matriarch of shields. So I believe that's the Queen of Pentacles to translate that. The matriarch of shields. So we've been getting a lot of pentacles. Pentacles is the earth in the tarot. It can be about money, security, stuff like that. Something. Oh, it's Venus that's going into the pleasure-loving Taurus later in the week. So it may not even be a bad idea to just treat yourself to something a little bit frivolous or some guilty pleasure or something like that. So let me see what she's trying to tell us. You got water, but no, that's not. Oh, there's a river. It looks like there is an elk behind her, and she's got a medicine shield. I feel like she's a warrior also. Well, she's a matriarch. I feel like from the message I'm getting is be observant again, be present. We say this all the time. All spiritual teachers do. Be present. And then when you're present, then you become you observe how you react. What you feel again, because emotions, it's energy, emotion. The letter E in the word motion, but it's also hormones in the body. And all right, so thank you so much, Yvonne, for that. Yeah, yes, welcome. Yes, I like the Queen of Wands. Okay, this card wants to come out also. Pipes, one of pipes, the Ace of Pipes. That's the pipe of peace, right over here. So here and here. So again, the idea of the warrior is peace. That is the idea. And in today's world, when there's control, that's you need to be capable of greater war. So warrior leads as little as possible up to fate. A warrior is able to defend themselves and those they love, and no matter what level the battle's taken to, the warrior is going to come out victorious. So the battle can be physical, emotional, mental, or spiritual. And we are engaged in spiritual warfare right now. So we need spiritual warriorship. And it's really about the heart. It's about expanding it into love. It's about honor. It's about truth. And it's about courage and faith. So these are the qualities for us right now. So what are the medicine cards saying? So what is our totem animal for the week? Drum roll, please. This one, okay. The raccoon, number 46. They didn't. There used to be 44 cards in the medicine cards. After the 44 medicine shield of the plains people, and they expanded it. I'm surprised the raccoon wasn't in the original 44, but hey. I know that raccoons are thieves, but I want to see what else they're saying about that. Resourcefulness, maybe. Let me see. See, I don't have all these committed to memory. So what is raccoon? Generous protector. Well, okay. We got raccoon one other time too, maybe a few months ago. Raccoon, protector of the underdog, provider for those who have none. Do you wear the bandit's mask to hide the good deeds that you've done? There's a little poem they included these cards. Teach me to turn away from rich rewards, or worldly acclaim, knowing that my generosity allows my warrior spirit to be reclaimed. Enough said. Moving on to our angel message for the week. This is Doreen Virtue's Messengers of the Angels. Got Shanti, which is peace, right? Om Shanti, Shanti Om. I am the angel of peace. I bring you new tranquility and a smoother road ahead. So this is it. We have to make our choices. Do we want to, how do we want to handle things? And, only you know what's right for you. You and your spirit know. We all have a job, and we have new jobs in this new earth. Some of you may be meant to be like diplomats or negotiators, or some of you may meant to be activists and go, physically, march on Washington or whatever. Some of you may be more like meditation facilitators or art teachers or teaching religion or spirituality or stuff like that. We all have our jobs in this new world, and I have videos for how to find your calling also that you can find on the channel. But the secret to that, or not the secret, but there's another word, I can't think of it, but we'll say the secret to that is knowing that every single thing you've done in your life up until now has prepared you for your ultimate life mission. Like I when I was like in my early 20s, I flipped burgers in McDonald's. That was a part of preparing me for my life mission. So we need to understand this, and I think that's part of what that's saying. But vibrate on peace, vibrate in the heart, connect with the energies of Shanti. That's the idea. We all want peace. We all want sovereignty. That's when we can really be more focused on our spiritual path and our spiritual growth or whatever. But we came into this world, it wasn't meant to be easy. We learn more from challenge than anything. And in some sense, in our collective intelligence, we created this whole good versus evil paradigm, this whole the few people that control the many. It's kind of almost like a puzzle that we set up for ourselves. How are we going to solve the puzzle now? And that's where opening the heart, expanding into spirit, and working with spirit and your guides and your angels will come in. But it really starts with a peaceful heart. So really cultivate, no matter what's going on out there or even in your personal life, because as part of the change, a lot of people are ending friendships, they're ending relationships, they're getting into ugly battles with family members or stuff like that. That's all part of the shift. That's all part of the awakening. That's all part of the initiation. We need to choose peace. And again, when you get into an emotional uproar, start to train yourself to observe that. That'll do a couple things. One, you'll move through it a lot more quickly than if you hold on to it. So it's really an act of letting go and accepting that you're human. You're not always going to have pretty emotion. You're not always going to have pretty thoughts. Some of the law of attraction teachers will tell you that's detrimental. I say that's being human. You just want to, it's the ones you feed. It's the wolf you feed. You just want to feed the positive one, but don't negate that you have a whole other side, and it's part of your humanness. So anyway, that's what I have. And remember, there's only 3 moments in this lifetime that define you. There's only 3 moments that define you in this life: your birth, your death, and the present moment right now. Those are the only 3 moments that matter. So last I checked, nobody's being born right now that's here. Nobody's dying right now. So be in the present moment. This is what defines you in your past as well as your future. And I love you. Thank you. So on Tuesday, we're going to do some channeling with the master teachers and work with our frequencies. That's what they do. I think Thursday, I'm going to do an update for the new moon. So we're going to do that. I think sometime in June or July, we're going to have Cherie to talk about the fun stuff in the summer. if she's free and available. I should not assume, Sharita, that you would come in. So, but if that be her choice, she's going to come back. So, all right. Own the now. Thank you, Sharita. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Queen of Wands. Lovely to meet you. Thank you, Risa. Stay strong, stay healthy, stay in your power, stay in your heart. I love you.